crazy trying to get the sound system working. Good morning, everybody. I'm Brenda Sensitz, and I'm leading a meditation this morning. So, after this busy holiday season and all the activity, and for me, eating, a lot of eating, I just want to sit and rest for a while and think about this coming year. So I like to start off meditation with, first of all, a deep breath. Maybe another deep breath. And I rub my forehead just gently to relax my face, my cheeks, chin. Just feel that soft touch relaxing me. And bringing me into this peaceful space. And my reading to start the meditation this morning is The Power of Imagination. Many people use their faculty of imagination without realizing the full extent of its power. We can bring into visibility any good we desire, any goal we have, by imaging it and accepting the image as being real. There is no limit to the good we can manifest in our lives by creating a mental image of it. We can consciously manifest our good by repeatedly seeing it in our mind's eye in detail, as if it were actually in physical form. We not only want to visualize our good, but we want to feel the emotion of having it or doing it. As we enter into a new year, let us boldly develop a list of big dreams and goals we want to manifest. Let us confidently visualize them, affirm them, and believe Spirit wants us to experience them. That was written by Reverend Saba Mchunguzi, Mchunguzi. I'm sorry, Reverend Saba, for mashing up your name. So as we go into this meditation, I don't know about you, but I don't deal well with many things at one time. So this morning, I'm going to visualize an image, a dream I have for myself. Even for just this month coming, sometimes it's hard for me to think out a whole year. But whatever time horizon works for you, however many things work for you, image it in your mind and visualize it, affirm it, and believe that Spirit wants you to experience it. So getting that image in my mind, I go into silence and see what it is I want to manifest and know that Spirit wants me to experience it. If other thoughts are drifting into your mind, just gently let them go. No big deal. Let them pass by and refocus on the image of what you want to see for yourself. Affirm it and acknowledge that Spirit wants you to experience it. Remember to focus on your breath. Let any extraneous thoughts pass by and see that image in your mind's eye and know that's what Spirit will give you. we come out of this meditation and back into the room we're in, let us be grateful for the knowing that whatever we imagine, whatever we want, whatever we affirm, Spirit wants that same thing for us and will manifest it for us as we believe that it will. I'm grateful for this knowing. I'm grateful for the meditation that we had together this morning. I'm grateful for this center. And I release this meditation into the universe, simply and easily by saying, and so it is. Namaste, everyone.
Trauma. Ooh.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you for coming out today. This is going to be a very, very special service, so we're very happy to have you here. I think you're going to really leave today feeling empowered, inspired, and encouraged, and ready to take on the new year with a vitality of goodness and love. Thank you for DeLuna for that wonderful harp music. When DeLuna heard what kind of service we were having today, she asked that she could participate, so we're glad to have you here with us, DeLuna. So several announcements before we get started, and then we're going to have a christening. So like I said, this is going to be a special service for us. I want to thank Silver Fawn. She is here. I don't see her there for a wonderful candle lighting service. I hear it was very lovely. Thank you, Silver Fawn, for that. We also want to thank Reed. Where's Reed? I saw him. There he is. For the caroling event on Christmas Day. I know that was really wonderful. And then Marcus had everybody out to his house. So that was really grateful for that, Marcus. Thank you for that. Thank you, Marcus. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a peace meditation here. That's going to be at 2 o'clock. It's going to be led by the Buddhist group. So show up for 2 o'clock. Now, if you're kind of a regular here and you're interested in helping them come and open up and set up and stay for the service, I need somebody to do that for me. So if you're willing to do that, see me after service. I would really appreciate that. Let's see. We have newcomers class. That's going to be in January the 21st and 28th. If you're been coming, you would like to become a member, like to learn a little bit more about us, that's the class for you. That's going to be on the 21st and the 28th. In February, we'll be starting a regular class, and that's going to be the Essential Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes was the founder of our teaching, so if you'd like to know more about that, it'll be starting in February. We have the Venus Manley Scholarships that are going to be starting up in February. We're going to have a Sufi dance that will be in February, and we're going to have a Seder service around at the Passover. So lots of really great things happening for the new year. We'd love for you to participate as much as you'd like to, and so it's going to be a wonderful new year. Now, between Christmas and the new year, and after a little bit, we always have some free time. And so I'm going to make some recommendations of what you can do during that free time to bring in some positive energy for yourself. It's good to have some loving and kind and positive energy and creative energy. If you're on HBO, there's a series about Julia Childs called Julia. If you haven't seen it, it's a delightful series. There's also the Twilight Zone marathon going on the Sci-Fi. It's amazing. Those shows are over 60 years old, but they're still relevant. They're still intriguing. And, you know, they were all produced just on a shoestring budget. They had no money to produce those shows. And if you watch them, you'll see a lot of famous stars that got their start in that series. So that's a good one to watch. There's a great movie out. It's called The Boys in the Boat. If you want to go to the movie theater, that's a good one. And finally, a book recommendation. I saw the New York Times brought it up. It's for a book that's 2 years old, but it really is a wonderful, uplifting, encouraging book. It's called Remarkably Bright Creatures. If you haven't read it, look for it. It's about an octopus who is in a tank at a seaside little town in California, and the octopus is, of course, more intelligent than all the humans surrounding him, and he has a very, very low opinion of humans. That's right, Ezekiel, he does. All right, so those are my announcements. Let me see what else I've got to say here today. So I think we're ready for a christening. But before christening, DeLuna, come and play a little music for us. Lovely. Thank you, DeLuna. So now to get our service started, we're going to have a reading and treatment from Brenda Sasensis. Come on up, Brenda.
Yes, good morning, everyone. And good morning, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. What a little sweetie, I'll tell you. My reading to begin the opening prayer is For the New Year, and it's by Alice L. Kaufman. Now the dance begins. We circle round a star. Just imagine what we look like from afar. Moving on into the future, moving on beyond the night. Let's stay close to one another. Come, let's start the new year right. Let's all shine the light of love. Let's all show how much we care. Let's get very good at being very kind. Let us all enjoy the gift of peace of mind. So, let's take a breath and know with me that there is one divine energy in the universe, an intelligent energy that brought this little gift, little Lucas, into the world, this little blessing, who is loved by his parents, who's loved by all of us, who will be supported by those around him, those who love him. Ah, what a beautiful, beautiful little blessing. And let us know for ourselves that with Spirit, with that one presence of the universe, that we are the light of love, that Lucas is the light of love, that we can show with Spirit's guidance how much we care, and Lucas will show how much he cares with the spirit of guidance of Spirit. Let us show that we are very kind. Let us be guided by Spirit for every opportunity to show kindness. Let us show kindness to Lucas as he orbits around the sun year after year, as we do. And let us all enjoy a gift of peace of mind, the peace that Spirit leaves with us all the time when we focus our consciousness on it. And so I give thanks for knowing all these things. Isn't it wonderful that we have little Lucas here to demonstrate another perfection of the universe, another way to show love, light, kindness, caring, and peace. I'm grateful for this center, for Reverend Ken, for our music, for the technicians, David and Miles. Thank you. Brain burp. For the Reiki practitioners, for all of us who are assembled here this morning, for the practitioners who assist Ken in keeping our spiritual community a spiritual community. So I release this prayer into the law, knowing it will reflect back to us doing its good and perfect work, simply and easily by saying, and so it is.
So now, as advertised, we come to the time of our christening, and we do christenings a little bit differently. You know, in traditional religions, the christening is about washing away the original sin from the child. And of course, for us, that just really doesn't make any sense at all. We see the child as God's perfection, and that is an example to us of our perfection too. We were one time as little Lucas here, probably not as cute, but we were, and we still are. And so it's ours to remember and bring that perfection to our life as we witness it for him, to witness it for ourselves. You know, I like what the Buddhists say about infants. The Buddhists say that before the child can fix his eyes, while he's still in that period where he hasn't totally fixated on the world, that this is as close to seeing God as we will get in this physical plane. That when you look into that baby's eyes, that what you're looking into is its last vision of spirit's light and love. So for the Buddhists, it's almost like a religious icon. You're looking into the eyes of love. And so that's what we're doing here today. And so our ceremony, what we do is we will just tap the water and we will tap Lucas's forehead, and we will make a pledge for ourselves that we will never allow our negativity to influence him, that we will always see for him that he is the bright, shining light of God's possibility come to illumine the world. And we're not going to let our negativity, our doubts, our worries, our fears ever stop him from becoming all the Spirit intended him to be, a beautiful, wonderful, bright, shining light of God's possibilities. So, young Lucas, I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful baby. Hollywood could not have sent me a more beautiful child. Oh, Lucas, you are a delight. You're wonderful. So, dear one, I promise I will never let my negativity, I will never allow my doubts, my worries, my fears to ever hold you back. I will always see you as what you are, the truth, that you are God's wonderful, bright, shining light of possibilities. And you've come to show and remind us just how wonderful you are, God is, and life is. Blessings, my dear friend. Now, Maria, if you'd like to do as well, just touch his forehead. So, dear Lucas, may you know the gift of friendship. May you feel the sun on your face. May you win with displaying dignity. May you accept defeat with grace. May you marvel at the wonders of nature and the earth. May you value education and know your true worth. May you live and love with honesty and do the thing that's right. May you stand up for the helpless and sleep with peace at night. May you thrive upon a challenge and sing and dance and laugh. May you know the joy of love, and may you follow your own path. Many blessings, my dear friend Lucas, and welcome to God's family. Thank you, dear friend. forgot to mention that we have a book of affirmations that we've written for Lucas. If you would like to include an affirmation for him, it's in that leather-bound book on the table. So write your affirmations. And what I would encourage you to do is, as you're going forward into the new year, keep Lucas in mind as you do your affirmations and your prayers. So do your prayer work for yourself, but also see it as helping him, because indeed it can. And this can be a way that you can use your challenges to increase positive energy for yourself and for him and for the world. So my talk title today is a new day. When I was planning the New Year's, this service on New Year's Eve, I had a friend of mine in Atlanta, and he has a ministry, and he's got all kinds of, they've got sparklers and things. They're doing New Year's in Bangkok, where it's at 12 o'clock today, and it's New Year's somewhere. So he's got this whole big celebration going on. And when I was talking to him, I thought, oh gosh, I haven't been that proactive. I don't have something that great. And then dear Maria contacted me, and she's like, I want you to do a baby christening on New Year's Eve. I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate New Year's Eve than having a baby christening, an acknowledgement of the glory of God right in front of us, right in front of us. It's one of my prayers I often do is, Spirit, I want to see your action, and I want to see it in such a powerful way, I can't deny it. And Lucas, he is that miracle you can't deny. That's a miracle of God right in front of us. And so we want to acknowledge that. Joseph Campbell, I talk about a lot. He said that religion first got going when humanity heard the thunderclap. That's when humanity started thinking about, well, is there something larger? Is there something bigger? Is there something in control? And that makes a lot of sense to me. But honestly, I also think that maybe spirit or humanity started thinking about God when it witnessed the love of a mother and a child, when it witnessed the sacrifice that parents are willing to make for their children. And it really is a sacrifice. So perhaps that was one of the encouragement. I have a friend of mine, he's very successful, and he has grown kids, and he's got kids still in the house. And he tells me, he says, I'm never able to truly relax until all the kids are in my house and asleep. He says, when they're at my house and they're in bed and asleep, then I can relax because I know they're safe. That's a part of parenthood, that willingness to that kind of sacrifice. So it's a miracle that we're proclaiming for ourselves today, to witness young Lucas. The fact that he was quiet during the whole ceremony is we were putting cold water on his forehead. I mean, come on, this kid he's pretty special. And that we can acknowledge God's creation right in front of us. This is a powerful thing to do, to acknowledge the goodness of life. We're so quick to point out what's wrong with it. But when you can look around and say, this is perfection, even for a moment, this is perfection. This is God's perfection. Because when you're doing that, you're channeling heaven to earth. That's what you're doing. You're channeling heaven to earth, even for a moment. Because if it can happen in a moment, if you can recognize it in a moment, then it opens up our eyes to see more of it, to see more of our heart and soul. And it's our task to bring this gift to life. We seem hesitant about wanting to do that. We're comfortable with bringing the negative, but to think that we're somehow a conduit for heaven on earth, that kind of sets us back a little bit. And so this is why I think, we spend a lot of time in prayer. God, do this for me. Spirit, provide this for me. Perhaps it's about a change of viewpoint. Maybe it's about, what can I and God do? What can I and God do to bring about a better day? To bring about more love, to bring about more compassion, to bring about more kindness. We've been waiting for a Savior to come to save us. Maybe it's time for us to step up and say, I can't save the world, but I can do a little bit of good. this past at Christmas time, they were kids at the Betty Griffith Center. That's a center for people who are fleeing violence. They were kids on Christmas Day opening packages we provided for them. Without us, they wouldn't have had it. On Christmas Day, we went caroling. If we hadn't have done that, those patients would have just sat in their room alone. We don't have to solve all the world's problems, but we can have a huge impact if we just solve what's right in front of us to do. And then trust in Spirit. Trust in Spirit to do the rest, to do its part. Now, in making this happen, to provide ourselves with the strength, one of the things we have to do is we got to let go of judgments we've made about ourselves. That we're weak, that we're wounded, judgments about life. Often these conclusions come from something that might have been compelling years ago, but we don't necessarily have to hang on to that decision. We may have grown past that decision. So it's powerful to remind ourselves that these were conclusions that we made, not that God made about us, because Spirit has never seen you as a problem. It has always seen you as a possibility. It has been way more impressed with your abilities than it has ever been disappointed by your mistakes. And it knows you as the answer for every challenge you're confronting. You plus Spirit equals an answer to everything you're facing in life. Spirit sees in us and has always seen in us an opportunity to bring more love and light and compassion into the world. And we have to remind ourselves of this. And a christening is certainly a way to acknowledge the divine glory that permeates our existence. Now, if truth be told, the ceremony we did wasn't strictly speaking what traditional religions would call a christening. Like I said, that's about washing away a original sin. That doesn't seem anything relevant to us. We see Lucas as not anything to be healed, but a perfection to be revealed. And you are that same thing. There's nothing in you that needs to be healed. There's a perfection that can be revealed. And that perfection is strong. It is powerful. Even when you don't feel it for yourself. You are here to do wondrous and mighty and good work, and you're able to do it. Christ in the Gospels, he said this. He said, we have a light within us. If we will bring it out, it will illuminate the world. If we leave it inside, it's going to consume us. But the world has a powerful way of trying to convince us we are not worthy, that we're wounded, that we don't have what it takes. But we're here so that Spirit may evolve to witness humanity growing and thriving towards a better idea. So our journey then involves letting go of the negative. As Dr. Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he said, change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking. It's it seems simple enough, but it's profound. It underscores the power we have to transform our destiny by shifting our perception. By just saying, what, instead of focusing on the negative, say, what is it that I can do here? And no one can do this for us but ourselves. We have to have the willingness and the desire to do it. For us to have a better experience, we've got to have a better idea of that experience. And if we go around rejecting every positive idea that comes to us, we're shutting the doors of the energy in our life, and it's very hard for us to accept a miracle. Our task then becomes to bring forth from this perfection, to consciously align our thoughts with the divine truth that sees us as a vessel of love, light, and compassion. And this aligns what Emma Curtis Hopkins says. She says, we are not just what we think, but we become what we think about. So what she's saying is that what ideas are you putting your energy to? you can't help but get negative ideas from time to time. If you're around the media, or if you just talk to your relatives, or people that you see, you're going to get negative ideas. But what are you putting energy to? If you dwell on fear ideas, those ideas will come back to you quicker than you can imagine, and they will come back at a level of vibration for the energy you put into them. Now, here's the thing. There's not a power for evil in the universe except our thinking. So fearful ideas, they drain energy from us. When we send them out, the universe doesn't empower them because there's no power for evil in the universe, but because we have so much faith in them, they come back to us strong. Now, the opposite is true with positive ideas. Those ideas are empowered by the universe. So when we send those out, they come back to us stronger because they've come back empowered by the universe. They add power as they come back to us. And so this is why I say your prayers will return to you multiplied when you shift your focus. And this is the great power. This is the miracle. This is the awakening. When you start realizing you're on a negative thought train and you're willing to shift it to a positive idea. This is when you're in the right path. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, he had an interesting idea. He said early on in our lives, we will give up on the idea of a loving God, but we will hang on like the devil to an angry and punishing God. It's a curious thing. So we want to shift and use our creative and loving thoughts of how we can release that negativity and embrace the energy of creation, because this is what's going to come back to us multiplied. Now, one way you can engage in our service today, I asked that Lucas's family, that they would touch the water and touch his forehead and say, I will never allow my negativity to influence your thinking. Well, one thing I would suggest to you is I would have you come up and touch the water and touch your own forehead and say, anybody who I've taken on their negativity, I'm now washing it away. Anybody who told me I couldn't do something, I'm letting go of it. Anybody who told me I was less than or lacking, I'm letting go of it. And here's a challenge. We pick up these ideas early on. And honestly, a lot of times we pick up ideas that people, they weren't even consciously wanting to impose something on us. I've told this story many times, and I've decided finally to let it go. When I was in kindergarten, I was at the kindergarten. They had a fall festival pageant play, and I played the rutabaga in our festival pageant. Well, coming back from the kindergarten pageant, my mother critiqued my performance like a New York Times reporter would have critiqued Patti LuPone putting on a new Broadway stage. She did not think I properly emoted enough for the rutabaga. Not enough emotion. Well, I was thinking about that thing the other day. That was 60 years ago. That was during the Johnson administration. Lots have changed. So why in heaven's name would I hold on to that? Because even something as minor as that is in a way holding me back. And here's the other thing, dear ones. It's holding Mom back too. She's in spirit, has been for a long time, but it's holding her back as well. For me to release it, consciously let it go, is going to empower me. It's going to empower her to go off and maybe see a Broadway play about a rutabaga emoting. I don't know. But it will free her. And this is what we want to do. So free ourselves so we can be on to this wonderful journey of life for our spiritual growth, to let go of these self-imposed limitations that really hide our essential truth. And these judgments, they were never Spirit's judgments. They were conclusions we made about ourselves. Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, he said the mind has been hypnotized by illusions. And what are illusions? They're any idea that's holding you back. That's an illusion. That you can't have a life that's worthy. That you're too old, too sick, too young, too broke, too whatever. Whatever the media tells you or whatever they say. It's not the truth. Don't argue with them. Don't write letters to the editor. Just let it slide by and know the truth with yourself. Our teaching is about waking up from this trance, about recognizing the truth that Spirit sees us not as flawed beings, but as opportunities for the expressions of divine love. And each of us has a unique manifestation of the infinite, capable of bringing more light and love and compassion. The world won't be complete without you. Until you rise up and accept the challenge of being you, creation won't be complete. It's calling on you. Emmett Fox says our task is not to just seek love, but to break down the barriers within our souls that have held it back. And I would add, not just to seek love, but to be love, to be it. When we become Spirit's love made manifest, if it's caroling on Christmas Day, if it's providing Christmas gifts for kids that won't have any, if it's acknowledging the beauty of young Lucas, we are stepping up and we are being channels of Spirit's love, and we're going to get everything we need to reveal the glory of our being. We're going to be supported. We're going to be loved. We're going to be encouraged. So as we go into this new year today, let us embrace the transformative power of our thoughts and our intentions. Let us know that through our ability to decide what we're going to focus our consciousness on, we are the power of the universe. We're the ones that are bringing love and joy and kindness and compassion. And we have great and powerful work to do. And we're not here alone. We're co-creating with Spirit. We are here bringing heaven to earth. And Spirit is guiding us forth for a life filled with joy and growth and spiritual unfillment. It's what we have come to do. We can do it. Now's the time. And 2024 is our year. This is the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, DeLuna. And now we come to the time we support ourselves, and we support the center because this place is doing great and amazing good work. Now, you can support us in several ways. You can do volunteer for us. We always have projects going on. You can also support us in prayer, seeing us growing, thriving, and back strong as we were before COVID, and financially. However you choose to support us, know that your contributions are going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So if you will, take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. The ushers have come down. DeLuna. Thank you, DeLuna. Thank you, Victoria. And thank you for your offering. Your support is allowing the center to grow and to thrive, to be the wonderful beacon of love and light that it is. So we thank you, we bless it, we release it, knowing it does its good and powerful work. Yes, always. We're always available for more. Thank you. And we release it in consciousness, and so it is. So I'm going to do the closing prayer for us. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There's but one God and one mind and one power. And that power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. And that power is urging me on to be more of myself, to let go and to break through every bondage I've ever imposed upon myself, every idea of lack and limitation, of woundedness, to free myself from that self-imposed bondage and to see myself as God sees me, powerful, strong, dynamic, moving out into the world, making a difference. This morning, I have looked into the eyes of beloved Lucas, and I see that love reflecting back in myself. I see myself as being this bright, shining light of Spirit's possibilities, So I'm moving forth today. I've let go of every lack and limitation. I choose to see myself as God sees me. I choose to see my life as God sees it, a perfect example of bringing more compassion and more love. I choose to direct my consciousness on the good, the joyful and loving. So I know this coming year is going to be a year transformative. I know it's going to be a year where the soldiers lay down their weapons and peace breaks out. I know it's going to be a year of prosperity, of health and healing. I envision a world that's working for everyone, where everyone gets to proclaim themselves a child of God, here to live in joy and love, compassion and mercy, here to reveal the very best of themselves. So this is my truth. Every cell in my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my dear friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week, your job for this year, is to name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings for the coming year. God bless us all. Thank you.